My name is Miriam Davidson. I'm the Artistic Director for Anna Crusis Women's Choir in Philadelphia. Anna Crusis is the longest running feminist women's choir in the country. Was founded in 1975 by Kathy Roma. I'm in my second season, I guess. My fourth concert. I started as interim, but you know. And I have a very interesting history with Anna in that I sang with Kathy in her last year with Anna Crusis. Yeah, so it's like I've known Anna for a long time. I grew up in Philadelphia. And then I came back to Anna as a guest artist in my folk performer persona. And then my partner started singing with Anna, and so then I became accompanist and kind of percussionist for Anna, and then interim director for Anna, and then director. So it's been a very interesting journey with Anna, I have to say, yeah. I grew up in a suburban Jewish middle-class family, upper middle-class family. And my parents were musicians, so very musical family, disgustingly musical. My dad was retired. He's a retired cantor and a composer, composer of Jewish liturgical music. My mom, music educator, singer, pianist. And so I grew up, music was the language we spoke. I probably came out in high school in my subconscious, but didn't realize that. So, you know, I graduated college and, you know, I had my first experience coming out, relationship with a woman as a 21-year-old. So, and it was, I think, at that time traumatic in terms of dealing with my family. It was like very like, oh my God, kind of an experience. And kept it really close and closeted from everyone. It has since become a wonderful thing. You know, my dad now is sending me emails from his accountant about how the IRS is recognizing, you know, relationships and blah, blah, blah. So it's a very wonderful thing now. But then, you know, it was, I guess, oh my gosh, 30 years ago. It was, you know, huge, huge deal. So I think I started playing in a Jewish wedding band, that's what it was. And played with them for a long time, became my bread and butter, and kind of found my feet and my chops as a secure person musically, being out there and just doing stuff, even though it was a very different kind of musical scene, you know. Singing with a Jewish choir gave me a way to connect to my family in a way that was not, gosh, what's the right word? Not as intense, you know, to connect with my background in a way that wasn't intense. My first serious, I guess, long-term relationship with a woman happened kind of around late 20s, early 30s. And she got a job in Kentucky, women's history professor, University of Kentucky. I went with her, of course, you know. I fall in with some people who I love very dearly still, musicians there from the Real World String Band. Wonderful people, lesbians, started playing with them, started playing accordion, which kind of became my main instrument, and then realized that I still wanted to be in a vocal community. And oh my gosh, I'm in Lexington. Cincinnati is an hour and 15 minutes north. So I call Kathy. And I go, Kathy, I want to sing with Muse, you know. So I go up and I audition, and I sing with Muse, I think, for 2 years. And I'm going back and forth from Lexington to Cincinnati. At that period of time, met a person who came in to teach. Her name is Kaya Hartwood. And we just kind of clicked on a couple of levels. And we started a group called Wishing Chair, which was a singer-songwriter folk duo in which I was the multi-instrumentalist and singer. And so just furthering my chops, kind of. And we toured across the country for 12 years, very long time. And in terms of indie kind of subculture, singer-songwriter, folky world, did pretty good. And then after we broke up, we broke up personally, but still playing together, we got a gig being guest artists with, once again, Muse in Cincinnati. And at that performance, I met my partner, who was a singer in that choir. We get together, and I'm living in South Carolina at that time because, of course, you know, Kaya moves to South Carolina, and that's my bread and butter. That's how I'm making my living in this group. Kim comes to be with me. we decide that we want to be closer to her kids who are up in the Northeast. And I want to be closer to my dad. My mom has since passed. So let's go back to Philadelphia. So we come back to Philadelphia, and I say, if we go back to Philadelphia, you need to sing with Anna. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't want to go back as a singer. It's, kind of, I've already passed that for me. But you go sing with Anna. And so they need a percussionist. Well, I'm a percussionist. I play some stuff. So I would go do that with them. Oh, we need an accompanist, to do a couple of these songs. It's like, well, I play piano. I'll come do that. And so after, 6 months, it turns out that the director at the time, Jackie Corrin, was ready to take a sabbatical. And they were looking for an interim artistic director. And Kim's like, it's like, I'm not a choral director. It's like, yes, you are. And I remember standing in front of this group of people at my audition, going, you know me as a guest performer. You know me as your accompanist. And I'm asking you to now see me as your director. And so let's work this piece together. And I think that was the transformative moment for me when I realized that everything that I've done kind of led me to this moment. And it was just like, wow. It was magic. It was magic. And looking at it now, we are 53 singers. And we have broadened the scope of the generational scope, the multicultural scope, the musical ability scope, to an extent that it feels like a very different community of people. And I feel like that I am like the shepherd of this incredible family of women who come together to share more than just making music together. It feels like it's like this kind of, it's a spiritual experience. It's a musically spiritual experience. Anna comes with such a long history that I think that foremost, it's like we've got a responsibility to kind of maintain the intent and the integrity that Anna was started with. The longest running feminist women's choir, is a big responsibility to maintain that history and to carry it forward. And in the choir right now, we're having some very interesting conversations about the word feminist and what it means. And it doesn't mean the same thing to me as it means to the 25-year-old who just joined, I think it's really interesting that we're about 50-50 gay straight in Anna right now, and a lot of the women's directors that I talk to, see, we have that kind of a balance, maybe a little bit more, a little less on either side, but it's very, very interesting. And I think it's more than just straight allies. It's like women who feel like they have, that Anna gives them a place to be strong, to have a voice, to have a sense of sisterhood, to have a sense of camaraderie, compassion, support, and I feel like that's what GALA brings to its members. When we go to a festival, that's what I feel. I feel all those things, and so it's kind of like taking the feelings and the networking and the support that you feel within your choral community at home, bringing that to the GALA experience. It's like now you've got all these people doing that with you and feeling all that together. And it just magnifies it. It magnifies it. Yeah. Yeah.